Hello and welcome back to It's Art at the End of the Day, and this is episode 20, and I have a returning guest with a slight difference on this one. It's Jana, who was in episode 1, which helped me kick it all off, and the difference is she's going to be interviewing me. So without further ado, here we go. I'm ready when you are. Right,
Hello, David. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm really glad we are doing this because you've done so many podcasts and you're learning all about artists, but you are artist yourself, you are a photographer yourself, and I just feel so many times I can hear you because I actually listen to all your podcasts, not once. I listen to the podcast at least 3 times, each of them. And I just feel like you need to have a podcast yourself where you can express yourself and when we can find out more about you. So this is this episode 20
Yes,
with
indeed.
David Swainsbury.
Yes, it is.
So I am going to ask you with your usual question.
All right.
How did you become a photographer?
Well, it all started many years ago. Yeah, I've always been into photography, took the usual family snaps and all that business, but then started to sort of pop up London and sort of take pictures of other people, random people,
Mm.
and really sort of enjoyed that, seeing how people, what they do in their day-to-day life. And
Yeah. When would do you remember when you started? Kind of when you started going to London, when it was a clear, accumulation
oh,
of photos of other people, when that
it
happened.
was, yeah, I can remember the first picture actually. It was a guy sitting at London Bridge. It was, now I've got, my maths isn't so good, so I've got to work this out. It would have been about 14 years ago.
Wow.
So wasn't it? So yeah, 2010, 2011, that
Wow.
I just went up with, I think with both of my children, and we were just walking about, sat down at London Bridge, had a drink, and there was this guy sitting there, really sort of
And
intrigued
you
me,
feel
and
like I am listening to you, Adam, and
Adam and
you,
Amy, yeah, and
Amy. Yeah, well, like I'm listening to you, but hold on, I have to take a picture. Did you? Okay, so that's when you kind of got hooked. And I must say, um, obviously, I think I'm the first one who gives you like on your photography, not because you're just my friend. I really, really enjoy what you capture because it's kind of like a documentation. You really when I listened to the podcast with Janet Baker, our manager at Woodville Pavilion,
the
you have
boss.
something similar. Yeah, the boss. Yes, I like to call her boss, Sheila. I think I'm the only one calling her the boss. But you have things in common. You capture those kind of little moments, those snippets of life. It's kind of, this is what I like about your photography as well, that it's that little moment you capture and then you post edit it later. Um, how many pictures would you say you have now since 2011?
I'm just gonna have a quick look actually. I've got, oh well, I mean, hold on, I'm gonna work it out.
And whilst you're working out, do you actually, when you see the pictures again, like if time passes by and you see the pictures, do you still remember those moments? Do you go, oh, I
I,
remember this photo being taken, taking this photo, or do you go like, I've forgotten I have this?
no, I remember most of them. Yeah, I remember most of them and where they are. Um, yeah, I do. I don't know how because my memory can be pretty bad, but yeah, yeah, I do. Um, well, I've got 30,000 under photo glory.
Wow,
That's
30,000
without
photos.
family snaps from sort of back in whenever I started taking pictures of the family when their kids were younger. So yeah, I've got to be talking probably 50 to 60,000 in total. Um,
Wow, how is is your computer coping?
yeah, it does. I've got them backed up. God knows how many times as well. Yeah, and I do go back to them as well. I do like
Yeah.
to
Yeah, I can
revisit
see you
certain
do you
years.
do like a throwback Thursday, don't you? Sort
I
of.
do. Yeah, I like to go back to a certain. I'll just pick a random year and have a
Mm,
look, and then see what I like. And sometimes I'll re-edit them because I
uh-huh.
might see something else in the picture,
Yes.
or I just think,
Okay.
oh, that was good at the time.
And you like to change them into black and white, I've noticed as well. So that's your kind of passion for black and white very
Yeah,
often. For example, I've noticed mobility. mobility is really good one. And I like your titling, by the way. So really good as well,
Yeah, I like to
titles
keep it
to the
simple.
photographs. So if you have 30,000 pictures, do they all have title?
No. I only tend to title them when I'm either haven't produced or when I put them on Instagram. They're
Mm.
mostly got the file name. Um, and my filing isn't that good either. So sometimes when I'm trying to find a specific one, I can't
Hmm.
find it because I can't remember what year I took it.
Or,
But
or I thought you were gonna say, I can't remember the title I gave.
I should title them all, but I think I've got too many. But yeah, I
Oh,
do like black and white. I think it's got more of a depth to it than colour has
yeah,
in photography. But colour's lovely because colours are
yeah,
lovely. But I
yeah.
find that sometimes the picture lends itself to black and white.
Well, I
Um,
think I am drawn to the black and white ones as well, similar to what you were discussing with Janet. It's kind of there is something amazing about the black and white.
yeah,
Um, and for example, I was just thinking of the titles that you gave. Some of them really stood out. It was the Tattoos and Levi. It's just when I see your pictures, it's I'm thinking, how do you see these things? You know, and you said to me before that you always see things.
yeah.
I can walk and walk and I don't see anything, but obviously it could
No,
be because I don't wear lenses as well. So I don't wear lenses, contact lenses, so I don't really see.
no,
But
you probably do because that's what you put in your paintings. You must you must get it from somewhere. But I don't know. I just yeah, I'm looking. I'm always looking around me. I'm aware of what's going on all the time. I'm looking left, right, not just
yeah,
because.
you're on the hunt.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is exactly what this is what Janet said about hunting. That's the first time I've thought of that. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do hunt the picture. Yeah.
Do you feel like you became more of a hunter since you really kind of launched yourself as a professional artist? Now, is it now 2 years or 2.5 years? When
Yeah,
you
2 years, two and a bit. Yeah, two and a bit. Yeah, I do because yeah, that's not my profession now. So when I'm with no camera, I'm still looking around and I go quick pictures with my phone. But if I go out with my camera, yeah, then I'm
mm,
on the hunt. And I'm either walking around or sometimes you can just sit up London and or whatever busy city and it happens in front of you. So you're not always hunting, but yeah, I'm just looking. And people are just
yeah, out of nowhere.
what they are, they're doing their thing and
Do they know you've taken a photograph? Are they aware? Because many of the pictures, so for example, I'm just thinking, there is one that you've titled, it's a recent one, you've titled Just Checking. It's a lady checking herself in a mirror.
yeah,
And
no,
I think she's on the train.
she didn't know. There,
She,
I've had people like sort of look at me, but they've never said to me, "No, please don't take a picture."
yeah,
I've
yeah.
never had someone come up
Because
to me and
I've
go,
The
"Delete it."
reason why I'm asking because there was few times I was trying to take a sneak. Okay, when I'm exhibiting and I have people in front of my artworks, I'm trying to take a picture to just gonna like look. There has been some kind of movement in front of my pieces, so I'm trying to take a picture. And by the time I get to the camera, by the time I tilt it, the moment is gone. You are super fast because you this is what I admire because you do it so nobody really notices because I don't have that ability like I've tried to take pictures and by the time I as I said get to the camera the moment is gone or they've moved or they turned around and I'm there with the phone pretending la 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 you know and I just think so this is what I really admire how you do it so quickly and without anyone noticing it really
Yeah,
and you're really kind of able to catch that kind of moment. So some less than others. But for example, the lady at the bus stop, is it called the Tattoos and Levi?
yeah,
So that's one. She's looking different direction, but you managed to capture that without
yeah.
her
I see,
noticing.
I see her as I got to the bus stop. I see her before, and then I just hope that I don't mind if she turned. If she wanted to look in the camera, that's fine. But I still prefer a more natural shot than someone looking
Yeah,
down the lens. Not because I'm worried about her what she'll say to me. It's more that
yeah,
it's natural if they're looking away. But I see her and thought, right, that's it. And that's the thing. I usually see something
in
ahead
advance. Hmm.
a lot of the time and hope that they don't move. Sometimes I've probably missed a lot of shots than I've taken. I mean, there's been quite a few. A few years back, there was this guy who was a window cleaner, and I was just packing away, and he done a selfie, and he had his squeegee thing, and he's smiling, and it was such a good bit. Would have been a good picture, but by the time I got my camera back out again, he'd done. He moved on. But yeah, it's you got to look for a bit ahead and think like
Okay.
what's going to happen if you can. But I don't know, to be honest. To sit there and say I set them up and all that would be a lie. I just seem to but I seem to be there at the right time. That's all I can say.
Well, definitely, because I'm obviously your avid follower, and we talk a lot, so we chat a lot.
Yeah,
So no, really good stuff.
thank you.
Would you I have a question for you? Out of all the 30,000 pictures you have photographed, beside the really well-known one like the mindset, because that's really striking
Yeah.
photograph. We're gonna come back to that. But do you have a favorite that that is not getting really noticed as much as others?
Um, I'd say Willy Wonka guy with the top hat when it's dark and he's
The
facing
one
away.
in front of the ballet. Oh, yes. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I really, really like that one. And I actually see him standing there. I actually probably one of the least ones where I've actually set up the shot in my mind and taken it, sort of almost set it up. So almost he was there for me, but he
hmm
just
hmm
he weren't. And then it was in the evening, so it was dark anyway, and it
Yes.
was just I didn't need to do it black and white a lot because it was already dark and the
hmm
rain on the
hmm
floor, so created the reflections.
Yeah.
I really that is I'd say is my next favourite, and then probably
There's some story with this one. I mean, he's known by somebody, right? What was the story with him? Like, did you know him, or did you know somebody who knew him when you were exhibiting? There was some kind of story to this photograph.
years. Remember, it was at Parallax, the not last one, the one before, probably a year ago.
Uh-huh.
Um, some ladies come up and said, "Oh, could we take a picture of it?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, yeah." And they go, "We know him, and he's a tour guide." And they went, "Could we?" And they got on the phone and they was WhatsApping him and everything, and they took took the photo of the picture and sent it to him. And they said, "Well, right," and they took a card and they said he might want the picture. And I went, "Yeah, fine, get him to call me." But yeah, they knew him, and he's a tour guide.
£500, please. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
that's right. I've tried to research to try and find him, but I can't find him. I've been on Google doing tour guides at
hmm
Trafalgar Square. Can't find the guy anywhere. Maybe one day
hmm
I'll have to just stand there and wait.
Maybe
But
he's in a chocolate factory.
he's too busy making his sweets. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'd say that's one of my other favourites really. That and probably
Yeah.
Cowboy of Baker Street is my
Yeah.
next one. But yeah, I've got sort of probably top five, and they
Top
are
five.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Your top fives are obviously framed and ready for sale.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They're always sitting there. Yeah, and one of them's the farmer that I took 20 years ago would have been.
Well, the farmer. I was coming to this one. That okay. Well, that's my ideal man, to be honest. Just
Yeah.
purely on visual.
Oh yeah, all
When you
beefed up.
told me how old this picture was, I'm like, well, yeah, he's kind of my age now.
He's probably still just as buff as he was then, working on a
Probably.
farm. Yeah, he was a nice
Well,
guy.
I suspect he would have a family by now. So, but yeah, that's a really handsome looking man. But it's not just the handsomeness of his figure. I like how he's kind of looking at the field, and it's almost kind of like the kind of like I think you've captured the. He doesn't look worried, but you can see he's thinking about, is it gonna rain? Is it, because
Yeah,
the crops are covered, but it's kind of like, is it gonna be? It's like, is it gonna materialize? Am I gonna reap the harvest in time? And kind of like a kind of concern, calm concern, really elegant pose. Just one of the best pictures I've
thank you.
honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
he
one of
was
my favorites.
explaining what goes on, and he looked like that, and I went just my usual self, bang. I didn't worry about no settings or nothing. Just took the picture. And that's the way I work. Just take the picture.
Yeah,
I don't worry about setting up for light and stuff like that. Just
yeah.
it's the story
I
every
think this
time.
is the thing, isn't it? When you get a free hand, you really capture people well, because I think everybody kind of gets shy posing for. Well, everybody, not everybody. Majority of people, we kind of get We know how we
Yes.
see each other in the mirror, and then as soon as somebody takes a picture, not everybody can take a good picture of you.
Yeah, oh,
They
yeah,
kind of
definitely.
become
No one can take a good
self-conscious.
picture of me.
I know,
No, not a
I'm
chance.
a
That's why I
terrible
don't like it.
photographer. But you really have the ability to turn the kind of, you really kind of capture really those seconds, because I'm just thinking of when you were in my garden last year, January and February. Do you remember? And
Yeah,
you took some pictures of me pruning roses, and I'm just kind of, just doing. I was like, okay, do your magic, and I really really like how the angle, because it's a bit of a wrong angle, and I was like, oh, I don't like the double chin or whatever on my nose, and but all the pictures you took, I was like, yeah, brilliant, really good. So I would think you are very good at capturing natural poses, and I think that should be your next kind of money earner, really. To
thank you.
to advertise natural portraits.
Yeah, I don't like to take pictures how everybody else does, and I feel that a person not staring down the camera is much get more of a story, and well, I know
Yes,
sometimes a portrait you have to if it's a headshot or
yes,
a portrait, then fine.
yes.
But I just feel person like yourself doing what you love, doing your gardening, it's a natural picture,
Mhm.
and to get it through a tree or something like that is bringing your love into it as well. So your
Mhm.
plants,
Mhm.
and yeah, I think there's far too much of just a person. I think you've got to frame it a little, and to
You
frame it,
definitely did, honestly. Like now and again, Facebook reminds me
yeah.
when that was obviously taken. They were like, wow, yeah. So that's one thing, probably around January or February that was taken. So that's really nice reminder. If you could do a portrait picture of anyone who is famous, who would you be? Who is your role? Kind of, who is your hero that you would like to photograph?
Oh, blimey. Oh, that's
Is there
difficult.
more than one?
um, I don't have heroes as such because I tend to do my own thing in life and either get it right or get it wrong, mostly
Okay.
wrong, but that's the way it is. Oh wow. No, I don't know. I love music, and most people know that my favourite band is Depeche Mode, so I'd probably
Oh yes, yeah,
photograph those. The
yeah,
guys there. Sadly, one has
yeah.
passed away, so I can't
I
take pictures of
have
him.
I have picked up on that because it's always the fish mode
He's
when I
on the
was in
music, yeah, on
Slovakia.
his Instagram.
And
Very,
you're advertising, and there it goes. The fish mode is in there. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So
very
maybe
dark.
if the fish mode,
Yeah,
if there's a slim chance that they
because
will
that
hear this podcast, maybe how would you feel if you were invited to come and do a gig pictures of Depeche Mode?
I'd be like, I'd be sort of like a little giggling little schoolgirlie going. No, I mean, I've sort of grown up with their visuals as well because they've got a photographer who's quite famous who is always doing their stage set,
hmm
their album covers, and his stuff is really good. Again, black and white. So it isn't just the band; it's their visuals as well that's probably inspired me a little bit. And that's probably it. I don't have any other inspirations. I found my own way, really. I don't know. I can't explain it. Yeah, I just believe in doing other things that, like, you see, you get things on Instagram, and I'll get a lot of photographers on Instagram with their clips and stuff, and they do this, do that. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I want to do it
Yeah.
my own way, and hope it comes out.
To be honest, I think it does. I mean, when I look at your grid of your work, I mean, there's hardly anything I would go like, I'm not so sure. I honestly, it's really good stuff you got there.
Thank
So,
you.
in my opinion, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. Confidence wise, I would disagree because yeah, I lack confidence, and I've gained it more and more over the years since the couple of years I've been doing this, and like people like yourself keep saying that's really good, that's really good. You like and follow me and all that business has boosted my confidence, and I think, well, yeah, I can do this.
Mhm.
But yeah, there is a few that I'll go, oh no, you missed the mark there.
This
But
is what also like when you again, I'm bringing Janet up because I've listened to that podcast this morning, but it's really kind of a strong reference to people kind of seeing our work, and actually when we make them stop and look.
Yeah,
It's that kind of feeling like, wow, what you've created, and you saw people in the truck and they're analyzing, and then if they end up asking questions about how it's done, that's kind of the next step. And
yeah.
the final step is when they say, can we buy that?
That's the best feeling in the world,
That's the
don't you
best
think?
feeling. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we want to sell it for the money as well, but I think it's
Yeah.
the best feeling. And that was when I sold my first piece. Was that stayed with me for a while? That person fell in love with that picture,
Yeah. And she's looking at
took
it
it
every
home,
single day. Yeah.
put it on their wall.
You're talking about the lady who bought your mindset
Mindset, yeah.
and
That it
cowboy.
is.
And did she not buy cowboy as well?
She bought. Funny enough, she bought Willy Wonka, who was we were just
Oh,
speaking
Willy
about.
Wonka. Okay.
But she sent me a text message. I still got it on the phone, saying how much she loves it. She looks at it every day, fills her with joy, and sometimes when I'm having a quiet moment, it still brings me to a tear.
This is the thing, isn't it? Because like now, in a way, the photography is a little bit more challenging, I think, to make a sale
Oh,
compared
definitely.
to. I mean, it's hard for artists as it is, but photography, it's in a way even harder because it seems like everybody can be a photographer, but really good storytelling photographer. For example, people go to IKEA and they just have a picture, and I'm just thinking, wait a minute, you paid 30, 40, 50 pounds for something that is a print of a print. It's just so much
Yeah,
mass produced. Why would you not spend £100 on something that is just
yeah.
one of kind of unique or kind of
I think it's
oh
nice that
it's
people
it's it's really
have found photography more, but they do honestly look at. I've seen it and I've heard it. I've heard a lady in Woodfield say it to her son about a picture. There was a sunset over a lake, and there was a beautiful tree hanging. She went, "Oh, that's just a picture."
mhm.
Walked down, seen a painting of a dog that was quite realistic, and she's gone, "Now that's a painting. That's a picture." And I'm like, well, not really. They're both of those people
Oh
have had to
yeah.
frame that, have had to spend time one way or
Mhm.
another,
Yeah.
and there's work in that, and there's their heart and soul in that picture.
Mhm.
Don't dismiss it because it's a photograph.
Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? You have to, we all, not just photographers, but everyone who is in the arts, and we really need to have a thick skin for um, just a random commentary that is not
Oh
necessarily
yes,
complimentary, and you go like,
yes, yep, yep,
Do you remember what happened to me in Woodfield Pavilion?
yes, yeah. I had to walk out because of that, like that lovely French lady.
And you were amazed how so I just kind of I just yeah, that was very very surreal, but in a way maybe it was good that you were there in that moment to kind of see how I have handled it, because it was in 5 years I have never experienced anything so harsh. So in my head I said to myself, the devil have sent her,
Yeah, he was far
because
too
what can you
patient.
do? What can you do? But in a way, it was a good thing you were there in that moment to see that. Wait a minute, Yana, because you said to me, "How could you be so patient?" Right? And
Oh yeah,
so it is. Yeah, as an artist, it's like I feel, like from the movie Bambi,
yeah.
when the stamper is being told, if you have nothing nice to say, say nothing at
And
all.
nothing at all.
It just
Exactly, exactly.
is it right? Just kind of like, look, if it's not your thing, just keep your mouth shut and just move on,
Yeah,
because
that's right.
it's so hard for us artists to make a living, and then on top of the kind of handle criticism. But yeah, I'm tough skin, so you
I
have to
wanted
be.
to escort her gently out of the building. If I had my way, I would have took her by the hand and gently pushed her out because I just think she was rude for no reason. You don't like
But
everything.
we get all kinds of stuff like that. So yeah, so maybe this podcast could also be kind of like a gentle reminder to the audience of um, artwork artists, just to kind of like take it easy, if you're not spending money, just take it easy.
Yeah, just think that's not for me. I say thank you very much politely and walk away, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
fine.
There's no need to say anything. You can just look and walk away,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Mm,
but unfortunately, from my point of view, people are people, but that's also what I enjoy the way people are as well. So it's a
yeah.
double-edged sword for me. But
It is, isn't it? But you must have got better over the time since you've been exhibiting in Parallax, and now are you still exhibiting in the Riley Windmill?
Yes, still there until the end of the month, till the 31st of
And what's the
this month.
address for anyone who is listening?
It's Rayleigh Windmill, Rayleigh, Essex. Is a known landmark, so they'll be able to find it if they punch it in. It's on my Instagram as well, so if they want to go there till the end of the month, which has been good. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, not
Mm.
sold £1 million, but people have been inquiring and stuff like that. So again, it's about getting your name out there
And
because
then another thing is you do from your studios because how long have you had your studio in
uh,
where is it?
it's in the Royal Docks over at sort of really Beckton, which is East London. I've had that 16 months, 18 months. Yeah, love it, love it, love it. And I will fight to keep it, even though sometimes I've gone, nah, I can't afford it, but I will fight to keep that. It's my little oasis. Um, I'll
Yeah.
sometimes go down there, even though I've got
Mhm.
nothing to do. It's
So you
yeah,
like to be in that kind of creative environment and that's where you post process or do you work from home or do you work
do a bit of
days too?
both. Yeah, if I've got a lot on, I tend to do it at home because it's going down there and sorting it out. It's just as easy to do it from here. But yeah, but that's another reason why I've sort of bumped into all other artists, have been inspired by yourself and John and everyone else who I've spoken
Hmm.
to because of
Yeah,
that studio.
yeah.
Because without that, I may have taken a different path.
Hmm.
So that's also given me a different perspective on the photos I take. So I look at things differently because of like your art and Chris's and like I say, whoever I've spoke to, it's constant. I say I'm not inspired, but I am secretly by everybody, and it's nice to hear everybody's process. Not mine. Not that I'm going to paint on my piece of, although I might be doing a little
Yeah,
painting,
but
but
kind of
that's
by doing I mean by doing the podcast, you listen to artist journeys and you realize because yes, you're right, there is that common theme. We all have been almost gifted from a young age, and
oh
then
yeah,
and a second kind of link is to COVID. So we either always have had it, and then also COVID seemed to kind of have kickstarted career for many of us.
yeah. I find that we all look on life slightly differently than to people that don't have art in their lives. They they walk a straight line as far as I'm concerned. I'm probably wrong because they have their own thing in life. Everybody's got something, but from an art point of view, they walk in a straight line. They don't see what goes on around them. But I find that every artist that I spoke to always observed the world because then that's what comes out in their art.
And you're doing it through the lens. And in the studio, I mean, you still have the exhibition going on, or is that finished now?
With the braided hair, my pictures are still up in the main gallery where they do workshops and things. So it's there.
Thank you for
It's
reminding me that. That was amazing. That was an amazing, honestly, that was so well put together exhibition. Please expand on the braided hair.
well, it was a project done by Art in the Docks, which is a wonderful organisation down at Royal Albert Wharf, and uh, Nurture Academy that do braiding hair with young guys, teach how to do braiding hair. And it came about that there's a
Seems
lot
like
of
a topic
history.
like it seems like a topic like what am I gonna photograph? It's kind of like it's just but honestly the pictures that came out, it's top. It's really
I
top.
mean,
It's amazing.
I went down
Amazing.
East London and was with Laverne and Portia on one of their workshops with young guys and parents and all that, learning how to braid hair. And yeah, it's
Mm.
an art form, and they go through some pain to get their hair like that.
Mhm. Yes,
Um,
beauty. Yeah, yeah.
it opened my eyes. Again, see, again, I say no inspiration. Yeah, I was inspired by that because it's
Mhm.
another art form.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah, I took the pictures. We then had like an exhibition as well as the ladies came down and done a workshop with local residents of Royal Albert Wharf. And
Mhm.
yeah, I had 25 pictures up there, and they're still up there,
So
which is
and they are up and kind of like documented. So really, because the way the pictures I saw, the chosen pictures, the final cut, they really need to be in a gallery or even maybe like a town hall space So I really think this has to be seen in different spaces.
Yeah.
I believe these set of pictures should go on a tour. That's what I'm trying to say. I think they should be seen in many locations because they're really amazingly done.
Yeah, I mean, it documented something that we don't think about on a day-to-day basis, and yeah, I was even surprised by it myself,
Hmm.
how it came
Yeah,
out
yeah.
and the story that it showed. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's a tool to show people that there is a different aspect to life, even something so mundane as having your hair done,
Yeah.
has a
And
story and has a
clearly,
history.
your talent is showing because obviously others are seeing it as well. And so you obviously been hired for a workshop. It's in the Royal Albert Wharf in the docks, yes. So that's where you run the workshop now.
Yeah, I've done one, yeah, it's a month now ago, and that was another surprise thing that was better than I thought it'd be. Not a confident speaker to people I don't know, and we went out. There's 12 guys with from a phone to a DSLR camera, all not used them for that, and we would walk the
What's a
streets.
DSLR camera? What is it?
It's like where you can take the lens off and put big lenses on.
Okay, right. The
Comes
show
from a
camera, the
used to be,
professional.
yeah, SLR camera, and then because they digitized it, DSLR.
Okay.
It's where you take your lenses off.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
one guy,
How many people did you have?
there was 12.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
and I
from
thought I
somebody
was
who
a
is
bit.
very shy and kind of timid of people, you had 12 keen
Believe me,
photographers.
I,
That's
I'd written
amazing.
I'd written down my speech, and I constantly read it back to myself all week leading up to that, and then I didn't say any of it. It just come out. It was just in the end, it was just off the cuff and sort of my experience, and went from that really. Like I said to them, I weren't going to teach them how to do it because I wanted them to find their own eye. But
Yeah.
I would say look for shade, look for dark, look around you was my main point, was to don't just be straight line again, look around you. There's things going
Mm.
on. There's light, there's dark, there's
Yeah.
shade, there's colour,
Yeah.
there's texture. And it was, yeah, it was quite a bit of a hit. I got some lovely feedback from them. I ended up on a lovely gentleman's blog and wrote a lovely piece about it all. And yeah, another surprise thing that I did that I didn't think I'd be doing.
So there
So
is another one coming up. Have you scheduled a
um,
second
well,
workshop?
I've been looking into various places. Yeah, hope to do them regularly. St. Janet again, maybe doing one at Woodfield,
Yeah.
Royal
Yeah.
Ducks again, and then I've got a lot of company that does workshops that I've also been talking to.
Yeah.
So I may be doing a few of them. So that's just another avenue I've gone down that I didn't think I'd ever do.
But that's incredible because at least it's something you enjoy because there is nothing better when you do the job you enjoy and you seem to be kind of comfortable now with teaching because as you said you were preparing yourself and then everything just took off and then you enjoyed it. Everybody on the class have enjoyed it. So that's amazing when you do job you don't even feel it, you have it's job you feel like wow that's amazing and you've inspired new generation or of photographers.
I hope so, yeah.
Did you not say somebody was laying on the floor as well trying to capture
Yeah,
something?
well, I did. But yeah, the point I made was to them again is don't take a picture like everybody else does. And I explained that I go low, so I either lie on the floor or on my knee, or I stand on a bench to get higher. I don't hold the camera to my eye, and all
Mm.
this. And there was this young girl there. She was about 7. She was doing all of that. She was on the
Wow.
floor, and then yeah,
So she
like
really listened to you then.
yeah, and at one point I turned around and everybody was doing it. There was 12 people on the floor, on the knee, taking pictures, all pointing in different directions as well. And
Yeah.
I thought the power. I felt
Yeah.
like the Pied Piper. I had power. But it was just nice that
I
they were
mean,
doing that.
I think the next step really from that workshop would be to have an exhibition of those photographs,
Yeah,
right?
well, it's something that again we'll be looking into. Unfortunately, time and everything gets against you, but that's again something on our mind that we'll probably do. I'll do another workshop and stuff, and get some for
Hmm.
them to send their pictures in and have a body of work. Be lovely,
Hmm.
but yeah, really good. But
Yeah. And and another thing I'm not saying, sorry, I'm just firing all the questions. So
it's all
no,
right.
yeah. But another thing I've noticed that you've added to your portfolio is poetry next to your photographs. So explain what has happened with that.
Yeah, that's Yolanda's husband, Frank. I done a podcast with.
Yolanda, you mean episode 11?
Yeah, episode 11. Yeah, I'll go by episode numbers rather than names. She sort of listened to the podcast, didn't know me, wrote to me and said, "Can I do one?" We met and talked and become friends and met a husband, and he's a poet. And initially he said, put some pictures to his poetry. I've done one. I'm trying to do another one, but I can't quite get what I want to
It's
do
kind of
with it.
harder to imagine, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
yeah,
I've got
yeah.
something in my head, but trying to do that is a bit difficult. Now he's started to submit poetry to my pictures, and that's why now on Instagram you'll see like a repost of a picture with his poetry attached. And yeah, it's another aspect, and it yeah, it does a different angle again. And in fact, he's going to be. I'm interviewing him next Monday.
Okay.
He'll be number 19. So,
Oh wow,
so,
amazing.
oh yeah, I know all these people now. Yes, oh, you're number 10, you're number 5, you're number 1. So,
Oh, I always say you were foolish enough to put me on episode 1, but hey ho.
no, well, no, it had to start. It had to start with you because we chat so well and that,
Oh,
and
thank you.
you're the first sort of major artist apart from a friend of mine, Scott, who's been drawing for years. You're the only other artist I've met at that point,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
yeah, you had to kick it off. There was no one else. You had to
No,
kick it off.
I'm honestly, I'm honored, but I always, as I said to you, it's something I really look forward to. That's another thing. I don't know if other artists who took part or the ones who are taking part, I don't know how often they listen, but I listen to your podcast. I'm looking forward to every 2 weeks, like the new release, and then I don't listen to it once. I listen to it twice and three times because I really want to absorb the full message. Because the first time you just kind of, it's the same thing with the movie. When I see something I really like,
Yeah,
I double check it more than once,
yeah.
and then I really kind of look for details. I just kind of refreshing my memory and I'm not skimming over, just okay, I've heard. I really kind of go into the depth of the artists I've listened to. So yeah.
Yeah, again, it was just something that I thought about and talking to you and listening to how you start and all this, and I thought, well, other people got to hear this because it's fascinating and it's a purely selfish thing because I enjoy now talking to people, listening to people, and I think, well, yeah, it shouldn't be just for me. Everybody else needs to know that what struggles or not necessarily struggles. Art solves a lot of a lot of things. There's a lot of people that it calms them down. It's good for mental health and all that. And
Mm.
it needs the word needs to spread. And I don't think there's enough out there. I find art like paintings and visual arts has sort of died a death a little bit in the mainstream and needs to come back because they're not celebrated enough at all.
Oh, we are lucky. I mean, the competition is huge.
Oh
I
yeah.
think there is so much talent. That's what it is. It's like in our regular conversation that we have. My conclusion is there's just so much talent out there. That's what it is. So it's not like, it's everywhere, and yeah, and everybody's doing it because we find this calm and meditation and release from our
Yeah.
daily life. So this is, yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I know there is a lot of people out there. That's a shame, really. And
Mm.
so you can look at it, and it's again,
So really, yeah, so really our job is kind of like really create a style that is uniquely ours,
yeah,
and,
it's
and
got
kind
to
of
be.
like always kind of pushing for something new or kind of, but not kind of pushing like, oh, I have to push. It kind of, I think, as you said, when you're in your studio, it kind of comes naturally because you're surrounded by the creative energy, and then you're inspired more because we are in this kind of environment where we absorb and we charge from other great creators.
Yeah, yeah. It's become a small world. You're more subjected to art and all that than you've ever been because of social media and everything else. But I still think there's not that recognition for us, and unfortunately, there's been this commercial side of it from galleries, fairs, and all that to jump on the bandwagon of artists. And I wish
Mhm.
there'd be more a genuine way of showing.
But this is, in a way, this is the kind of journey of an artist, or that's the journey of a photographer. It's like it really is. it kind of not many artists or not many photographers really have made the cut during their living lives, you know. So we are
No.
kind of living something more for the future, um, and then hopefully celebrating. It could be a building named after you, or that you could have a blue plug on your house going like, "Here lived David Swainsbury," you know.
Well, I nearly missed because you got the Royal Academy Arts Trafalgar Square,
Mhm.
and that's got the Sainsbury wing. But they've missed out a letter. So maybe one
Yeah.
day they'll have the Swainsbury wing. But who knows? Yeah, I'm probably going to be more famous when I die than I am now. But that's
Yeah,
fine.
as long as we are kind of, because we are contributing, we are bringing something to this world, but time will tell. But hopefully, I also want to as well thank you for helping me editing
And
760
no.
photographs towards the film. Yeah,
Yes. Well,
thank you so much.
thanks for bringing that horrific memory back. No, no, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was, yeah,
No,
I
the
liked
film
it,
looks,
and
honestly,
gonna carry on. It's an
the film
interesting
looks
project.
amazing, and thank you for being taking actually part in it, because without your editing help,
No, it was your idea, your project, and I'm there
and I
to
forced
help
you.
you. You forced me into it. No, no, it's a again a wonderful thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
it looks good. That's what I want to say.
oh,
What you have created is really good. So, and the sound and everything. So I'm playing that. So that's another skill set you have.
but it's finding something again in the everyday, isn't it? The keys are again an art form in themselves, but individually, people are making a story out of a bunch of keys, just a mundane everyday item, and it's the
Yes.
way you put them on the platform and take the picture makes a story out of them.
Well, this
And
is what I'm kind of thinking as well. Like for us, for you, for I, for all the artists out there and photographers, it's kind of just keep on kind of enjoying the journey and seeing what else will appear and inspire us, and kind of have a series of collections, or how we move forward with how we see the world, isn't it?
yeah, it is exactly. It's all about how what we see in the world, whether we create something directly to do with the world, or you do it abstractly,
Mm.
if that's a word. Um,
Yes, abstractly, yes.
Abstractly, it doesn't have to look like the world, but it has part of that in it because as I've said all the time, it's within you. It's within your heart.
Yes,
You
yes, exactly.
you create from the heart, and that's what I believe in. And I don't.
Maybe we are all Michelangelo's descendants. Who
Yes, I
knows? You
can't
never
believe
know.
that I've turned in so fluffy, and how I used to be so harsh, and now I'm turning into a fluffy person.
Fantastic. So, do you have any other goals or anything that I haven't asked that you would like to kind of mention? Maybe something you are planning to do, or any events that you have coming up?
Got nothing coming up now, which I think is a good thing because I want to get better. As you know, it's a double-edged sword again, where you paint and you do it, but then you need to sell it, so you need to exhibit.
Yes.
And sometimes all the arranging and the work you do, other than the art, takes over.
Yeah, the
And I
bottom of the
found that,
iceberg, the
oh,
algae covered iceberg bottom that doesn't get
yeah,
seen. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and you like that the
Mm.
proverbial swan, your feet are going 10 to the dozen.
Yeah.
I like to get some pictures and get out there and start
Mm,
walking around the streets again because I find that recently I haven't done that. Had a
mm,
few
mm.
days here and now, a little Germany trip and stuff like that, and I try and snatch the
No,
odd time.
thing is you mentioned that, because until Germany, you really haven't traveled
No,
out of England. So all your
no, I
pictures
don't
were
travel.
really
But
London, mainly London based. So let's just do a quick summary, because I think the time. Where would you like to? Okay, just one answer. Where would you like to go, which is abroad, that intrigues you for the photography? Where would you like to go and travel
Hong
next?
Kong or India.
Hong Kong or India?
Yeah, because they're busy
Fantastic.
and I can see a lot of going on. But also, we like to go to the old parts of those where the
Yes,
traditional people are doing what they're doing every day. But
yes.
just fascinates me what goes on over there, especially Hong Kong. It's changed they got like a new part and an old part, I believe.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'd like to do both sides and see the juxtaposition
The
of the
contrast.
the
Yeah.
modern and the old.
Yes. Definitely. Well, David, thank you so much for having a chat with me
Thank you.
in your podcast.
Yeah. Thank you very much for talking to me.
And it's over and out from me. So
It's
all the best for your future endeavors.
it's been interesting. Thank you very much, Jana.
You're welcome. Bye.
Over and out, indeed. Yeah, a podcast with a difference, I think. I hope you enjoyed that, possibly. Hearing about my journey into the art world. Yeah, there's not a lot I can say, really. Usually I like to get a bit deep and philosophical on my outros, but basically that was me. Thank you to Jana for turning the tables on me. And that was it. So, yeah, thank you very much for listening. Please tune in a fortnight's time for another podcast with an amazing artist who we hear about their journey from the start and what they're doing now and what their future will be. And that was It's Art at the end of the day.